All right, we're back. We're back here with Anisette. Something that I asked her if she would be cool with, and I totally didn't do, and started to do, was to give you some critical feedback on your prototype, right? Because we're still in prototype stage, so we're still in experiment / produce phase. We're getting some feedback so we can have the best possible prototypes of sanctuaries for others that we can create, right? So to give you a little bit of feedback on this side, I'm going to use a notice, I wish, I wonder. Okay, so I notice that it's super colorful, so it's super attention grabbing. When you brought it over and said, "Can I show this to you?" I was super excited. Okay, and I noticed that, and in your explanation, I really noticed your intentions about. I couldn't. You said I can't draw. I didn't. I don't have the skills to draw the inside of a library, but I can symbolically represent. Which is cool because we've been talking about symbolism this week. Symbolically represent the ideas in there. And so I wonder, you've got the books, and I wonder in another iteration, if you chose to do another iteration. Notice I'm not saying this is wrong, okay? That's important. I want to make sure you're hearing that. In another iteration, if you might include symbols, if there might be a symbol to represent safety, a symbol to represent quiet, in addition to the books. Okay, so that's a wonder I have. Okay, and then over here you've got the house, and you're showing. I like how the playfulness of it. Like I noticed that you've got a house up here to represent house, but really the focus is this library because that's where she feels safe, right? And this is her major. I wonder how you might incorporate her name into it, to so that it could stand alone. Because without your explanation, it's not a super clear. It would be tough for people to understand exactly what's going on, right? But that's a wonder. That's not a it's right. This is critique to help you grow and think about, right?
What if I put sanctuary for Fatima right up the top?
Yeah, and I know that if you do that now on this, it could end up looking tacked on. Right? Because you have such intention in the rest of this, which is fantastic, and that's what we're talking about all the time, right? It's about intentions. So this is super intentional. And so I'm wondering how you can extend those intentions, right? I don't really have any wishes, on this side, because wish kind of implies I wish things had felt a little differently, or I wish you could I wish you had the art skills so you could draw exactly what you want instead of what you feel like you can, right?
I took intro to art because I thought it would be easy, but it wasn't.
No, there is nothing easy about art. It's there's lots that's fun about it, but fun and easy are different things. But I love it. I love the color. I really notice that. So now here's the part that I really wanted. Oh, the other thing I want to give you big props on was your empathy interview, so that your work was informed, right? I noticed that. And in our talking, you really seem to find really good information, and that's a big risk. Freshman in high school talking to her sister's college roommate is laughing. I bet she was being super supportive in all those ways that she's not.
Not at
so.
all.
Now let's go to this part, and here's where I'm going to get a little more critiquey on you, okay? So I noticed right out of the gate that it's not nearly as finished looking as your other work, right? You found you've got some in marker, you got some in pencil. You look like I wonder if it's rushed. I wonder how much time you spent on this side versus all the intentionality I see on this side. This seems less intentional to me.
5 minutes.
Right. Okay, right? And you know what? That 5 minutes, I'm glad you're being honest, your 5 minutes really shows. And that's unfortunate because your other side is so strong. Right? So, and I want people, I notice your work cited up here. It's such a monumental hurdle to get people to remember to cite at all.
Yeah.
So I like that you have this. I would really I wish you would look up how to properly cite sources, and look up on MLA format, so you can see exactly how, go to the OWL. I've got a link I can send you that'll tell you how to cite an online source. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can use Easy Bib if you want. There's a lot of different tools online you can use to do it. And I know you're comfortable with technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tried like once,
So
and I didn't really.
so look up how to properly cite images. Okay, because that's really what you've got. You've got images that you've used, right?
Yeah.
And maybe some of the information, but you didn't really incorporate the information into your project. But you really incorporated was the images, right? So there's another. I wonder what would happen if you incorporated more information in.
Like more about the war.
More about the war, and not a lot, but just some, especially as it pertains to your user, right? Because just having like, oh, here's a bunch of information about, civil war in Somalia, that's great, but how much of it pertains to Fatma's, right?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if
real needs, right? Like in her experience.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should add a picture of the war because she's like, it's like a sanctuary, like safe. I didn't think war.
No, absolutely not. But this is the background, right? You've included this information to give context, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to present information in a project, just make sure everything is as intentional as the big payoff, right? So I would really like to see that happen in your next iteration of this side, and then something to think about and a wonder for you is I wonder how might you present this information in a way that is as professional as the other side. And I'm thinking that this is probably not the best way to do it, considering how savvy you are with technology, that you could probably create a slide deck, a Prezi, some sort of a visual walkthrough. You probably have a lot of tools available to you that you could present this information. You love blogging, right? You're really good at it. You're also really fantastic at sketching, like your doodles and your cartooning that you've done. And how might you demonstrate all of this through a series of sketch notes similar to what you did on your autobiography project, on your self-portrait?
Oh, the multi-genre?
The multi-genre.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So something to think about, all right? Yeah. So I just want to give you some feedback. Thank you for being willing to share this with the universe. Because you're huge on the Twitterverse.
Oh, yeah. I don't even